So if you want to get a breakdown of what like the Black and Gaming Foundation is doing as a whole and from a high level, definitely check out this recording and slide deck that's going to come out to your emails if you're signed up on the list. Okay, and then as far as the community organizer team goes, my name is Chad Stewart. I've been community organizing here for the past, feels like maybe 2.5 years. I'm working with Tim mainly on the project management, portfolio management side, and kind of overseeing where we're going and organizing that. Then we have Jay, who's a new person on our team who's been helping with the Doing It Big initiative that Tim's going to cover. We have Johnny, who was moderating Chat and Chill, but has been on leave due to a family emergency. We have Samara, who has been holding down the absolute fort, who's on the call with us right now. And he has been moderating the fireside chats. And also Chat and Chill. So Samara's been a very, very big part of us being able to sustain and be consistent this year as far as our events go. So big ups to Samara. Then we have Tim, who's kind of the captain of the community organizer team and who's been here longer than any of the people on this list here. And is overseeing similarly to myself, but at a higher level on what's going on and staying up to date on things. Then we have Vince, who is the captain of the BiG game development guide, which we'll be talking about later. We have Abu, who assists with that and some other community organizing things. We have Aaliyah Clayton, who's more on the project management, portfolio management side. She's been a great help with that. We have Jarori, who's a little bit on hold. He's currently in Finland due to a job, so there's been some time zone conflicts, but he's doing things here and there. Then we have Kevin, who's working on the Doing It Big initiative that, of course, Tim will talk about later. Then we have Prescott, who's doing some things here and there and managing the recordings for, I believe, Fireside Chat. And then we have Tanasha, who's a graphic designer who's new to the community organizer team. So we have quite a few folks. It's a little tricky because this is volunteer work and people... they're all doing it in their spare time. So still a little tricky, but these are the folks that we have and their Discord names are there if you'd like to contact any of them with any questions. Alrighty, moving on. So the goal of the community organizer team. So we just needed like a main goal to undergird all other initiatives that we do and kind of make arguments for why it's worth spending our energy for. So we just needed a main goal to kind of pin that down to, and that was increase the percentage of Black game developers in the industry from around 4% to 12% over the next 10 years. And then, of course, within the scope of the Discord, the question becomes, how can we as a Discord, right, help influence that number within the scope of our actions? And so Discord health is one of those things. So we have activities that we can leverage, we have networking opportunities that we can leverage, and then resources to help get that main goal accomplished, and then external connections and partnerships. And so the motive and the actions that the Discord team, community organizer team takes derive from these sub-goals here. Okay. All right, and then for 2023 Discord goals, this is a review of kind of what happened this year, are we on track, etc. So the first goal that we have is to grow BiG Discord membership to 700 members. This is in progress. We are roughly 50 members away from this goal, so we're really, really close. It started around, I think, 500, so we've increased about 200 since January of this year, which is incredible. And I think we can attribute that to the consistency of events that we've had this year. That is in large part due to Samara. And then we have a single fireside chat with at least 30 attendees. I don't have the count right now. I might need to sync up with Samara later. We may have hit it, we may have not, but our last fireside chat was yesterday, and our goal was to get at least 30 people in the seats. Then we have 3 types of recorded content. So this is essentially like archival content that's reviewable, regardless of attending a live event. So that could be a document that someone can view, that can be a video, that can be notes from a meeting. So we have 2 items here. We have the fireside chat recordings that we're considering 3 types of recorded content that go into some kind of repository. And then we have the BiG game developer guide, which Tim will cover later. And the third one, we're still kind of on the fence on. there's a couple options that we have. Game jams are an option, and the materials and games that come from the game jam count as a recorded content. Game jams are a very high effort endeavor, which is why we haven't fully put it on the table yet. But there's something there. Doing it big also kind of qualifies. Tim will talk about that later, but we do want something that's more resource based or provides at least some kind of information. So that's still in progress. And then one goal that we have completed this year, which is not due to us, that's really due to the event team that the BiG Foundation has assembled, is that there's been quarterly in-person meetups, with at least one being a large in-person community event. And so they've been kind of managing that. It's kind of out of our hands. We'll take credit for it being done, but it really wasn't on us. The event team, there's dedicated folks. You'll see it in the slide that comes out and the recording that comes out from the town hall in regards to what the events team has been doing. Alrighty. Tim, this is your spot.
Cool. Nice, quick blaze through those details, Chad. I will say that we did not hit our 30 attendance number yesterday, so hopefully we can get those numbers up and views post in YouTube and whatnot after we send out the link for the fireside chat once we got it ready. Yeah, but it was good. It was a good one. It was a good one though. So a lot of good stuff. All right, cool. So wanted to take some time to talk about the projects that we've been actively doing this year, and also dive into some of the other projects that we have some plans to launch come next year. And a lot of these we've already kind of gone over a little bit, but we'll spend some time on this a smidge. So first up, of course, Chat and Chill and Fireside Chat are some of our most consistent mainline projects that we've been doing. Chat and Chill in particular is our weekly hangout and hangout and chat session. People just kind of come through every Tuesday to talk about current things going on in people's lives, current events. Usually hosted by one of our members in our organizer team, and we usually have some kind of swapping out of who is doing what and who is hosting. So we kind of use that as an opportunity for having our members get different amounts of hosting experience too, for that session. And then Chad, you go to the next slide. And then Fireside Chat, of course, is one of our newer things that we kicked off this year in particular, as wanting to do like a more long form piece of content and really highlight our members that are doing some cool things and give them a chance to speak with our Discord membership. And so that's been going pretty well. Our monthly interview series essentially, and that we record everyone and put them up on our YouTube channel for people to watch afterwards and continue to converse with the interviewers during that session. So those are our uh, main ones. And then moving on to our next bit that we've been working on in the background for a while, but haven't talked about largely yet, and so we'll be sharing more info about it very soon, is the game developer guide that we've been building out for a number of months now. This effort has been headed by Vince, as mentioned earlier, with some assistance from Abu. Vince having a very large presence in the Philadelphia community for esports and game dev, and felt that it would be a good opportunity for us to basically create a kind of guide for people who are entry level students and even up to mid level developers who are trying to navigate the industry and provide information and resources from the perspective of Black game developers and trying to hone in on what information is important to include and also what information is unique for our perspectives that we would want to know, right? And so that's been the large effort that was just about ready to launch. I would say it's an early access period as of this month. We're planning to launch it really soon, and so if you are a professional and you're interested in contributing to the guide itself or for providing feedback, please reach out to our team and we'll provide you with a link to review it and, um, give your comments about and potentially add stuff to it. And so anything is going to be valuable to make that as good as possible for once we launch it publicly soon. Next bit, Chad. Um, so the other big thing that we've been putting together in the background as well is a refresh for the Discord server in general. There's been a lot of new features that Discord has rolled out in the last, I don't know, 6 months, and a lot of things that make the experience just kind of better, easier to use, more streamlined, and hopefully to encourage easier discussion and people, customizable experiences for people. So we've been putting that together for a while, and we'll let everybody know once we are ready to. Once we launch it, basically, we're just going to do like a whole refresh for how the setup is, and it'll be like an overnight change. But be on the lookout for when that happens, and hopefully, you'll like it and give us some feedback if some things should still be adjusted or whatever. We'll handle it as we can. So look forward to that. And then let's jump into some of our upcoming projects that we've been putting together. Um, so, a few things. One, you may have seen some announcements being pushed out the last month about a mock interview program, a sign-up sheet. Basically, we have gotten interest from folks about doing mock interviews, and given that the market has been pretty chaotic this year, a lot of people have been interested in getting some interview experience, right? And getting back into that practice. So basically, we've sent out a form for people to fill out if they are interested in being involved in a mock interview program. And if we get enough interest and get enough signups for it, then we'll plan to, make some things happen for, January, February time to actually get some things set up for this series. Basically, if you are a professional and have interest or want to give back and want to conduct interviews, mock interviews for people, please sign up on that form. And if you are someone who wants to just be interviewed and wants to get that practice, please sign up on that form. And hopefully we'll get enough of people involved that we can actually make this happen in the community. The other one I'll highlight is the Doing It Big monthly highlight series. This is one I'm been pretty excited about because it's been a long time coming and something that we've been trying to get up and running for a while now. But basically, this is a monthly series that we have plans to launch probably next year, where we will be highlighting a member of the community once a month, essentially. Basically, you can nominate people who you think have been doing good work or have been doing good community work or involved in their career. Nominate them for a highlight of their work, and we'll put something together with their information, a little interview, and pass it out along social media and in our different communities to have that person, get some recognition for what they've been doing, basically. And instead of, the usual is these kinds of things happen during Black History Month, and we want to make this all year long. So, um, well, we have a sign up form for that one. If you are interested in, nominating someone or being highlighted, feel free to sign up on that, and we'll have more information soon about launching that. Chad, if you want to go to the next slide, here's an example of a template basically that we've been putting together for some of the highlights, and uh, we kind of like the graphics and doing a kind of graphic uplift for what we're doing here. So just you can be on the lookout for that soon, and that's going to be a pretty cool new program we'll be rolling around. And then lastly, I'll mention, skipped it before, but another idea that we've been putting together a little bit is a monthly game discussion. We've previously done GDC book clubs and other kind of bi-weekly or monthly sessions to dig into game development and game design. And just due to the fact that we don't have the right support to keep those up and all the interest, another thing we've been doing is just do a monthly game discussion, just to talk about the upcoming games or current things that people are playing, and with a focus on dialing in on the conversation a bit and not just talk about what's your favorite game, but also talk about why you like the things that you like, and uh, sharing things that maybe may not be getting as much recognition, and just talking about the stuff that's important to us in terms of the game experiences that we consume and that we create and engage in. So hopefully we can get something like that rolling early next year as well. But these are the big ones that we've been putting together. So and I think that's it, Chad. We can roll on to the next joint.
I think so. Thanks, Tim. All right, I'm taking the ball back, and I'll be talking about the community check-in survey results. I'm going to breeze past the majority of the conclusions and data from here, and I'm just going to jump to the actions that we're going to take in the interest of time. When these slides go out, you all can just review some of the highlights here for the data that we pulled, but I'm going to skip by it for now. So for actions, and mainly, and taking a step back, of course, this survey was intended to just measure certain areas of improvement for the community organizer team and things that the community has interest in. Um, and so we've kind of pulled out certain conclusions here that we can see here. So more professional development activities. To answer that, we've developed the mock interview program for more in-person meetups. This one, of course, like I said before, the events team has been created by the BiG Foundation. So this isn't something that we can entirely take credit for, but there have been more in-person events that have been happening in California specifically. But there are also now different chapters around the United States. So there's a Philly chapter that Tim mentioned Vince is heavily involved in, and an Austin chapter. So there's different chapters kind of popping up here and there. And I'm sure there'll be more in-person events happening. So there's a response to that. More in-person meetups outside of LA, so that kind of covers that. More events in general. So like Tim just covered, upcoming events, we would like to do the monthly game discussion again. The GDC book clubs, we would like to bring that back again if we're able to. But this year we did consistently run chat and chill and fireside chat, and we do have some other events in the pipeline. So that's something that we're hearing and would like to continue to increase. And then more transparency. So folks were a little concerned about like not really knowing what we're doing or the BiG Foundation. So thankfully this year things have changed a little bit. The foundation has been a little bit more, I would say, a lot more transparent in regards to what's going on. They've been doing these town halls like what happened a week ago. So people are getting more of a insight into what's going on with the foundation. And then as far as us, we're doing this open house here, which kind of displays what we're working on. And that we're listening to you guys, and we're open for feedback. Okay. Already for life milestones, this is a pretty cluttered slide. Apologies. I still haven't figured out the best way to present this, but here we go. So the intention for this slide was to just one, kind of acknowledge everyone's accomplishments this year, but to also kind of humanize everyone too, and acknowledge that people are doing stuff and living their lives. And I think it makes our members feel more like human beings, which I think is a great thing. So starting with weddings, so Trinidad Hermida, who is the, I forget what the official title for her is, but she's the executive director, I think, of the Black and Gaming Foundation. She got married this year, which is really cool. Shipped in 2023, Nathan Kelman, Diablo 4, and I'm going to add in the Discord names for these other folks, but Jarrell John, Diablo 4, Prescott, Lokes the Thief, Chris, Forza, Ray, Starfield, Ajacia, Starfield, Dave, Vivid Loop, Kevin Powell, Wayfinder, and Javori, Jedi Survivor. Awesome stuff. For new jobs, we have Jonathan Jennings, Alchemy Labs, Jarori, House Marquee, Faith, Nintendo, Aaliyah Clayton, Riot Games, Valencia, Alchemy Labs. Awesome stuff. And then in miscellaneous, I have that Chase here won Best Original Score at the NYX Awards for the On the Peril of Parrots original soundtrack, signed a book publishing deal, and presented 2 talks at GDC. Really cool stuff. Zevi spent time this year honing VFX, animation, and martial arts skills, and Valencia was a speaker at DreamHack Atlanta. Super, super cool. And if anyone has any life milestones that are not captured in here, which I think all the folks here, I don't think I have your names, let me know next time I run an open house, or you can share it in chat. We would love to hear like what's going on with your lives, and anything cool that has happened. Anyone move? Anyone have babies? So love to know those kinds of things, and not for reality TV show scouting purposes. So okay, all right, Q&A. Does anyone have any questions about anything?